So, self-esteem. What is self-esteem? I mean, self-esteem is the core of, what you think about yourself. And, that's something I've kind of struggled with is like a up and down valley. It's like hills, and one day your self-esteem could be at 1,000,000. The next day it could be at 0. But I just find it really interesting because self-esteem, like, if, I wonder if there's studies on it. If I don't know what people think, but like, if you want to leave a comment about self-esteem and what's your experience with your self-esteem is like, mine is a very like up and down battle. Like, it's up and downhill. So like, some days I have the most self-esteem in the world. Next day I have like 0. So, self-esteem is a constant struggle. Self-esteem is something that, is not easy to, keep at a certain position no matter who you are, I don't think. I mean, some people might have just the most upbeat self-esteem every single day, but for me, self-esteem is it's really hard to come by. On the day-to-day, you just don't really know if you're gonna have the highest self-esteem or if you're not gonna have any self-esteem. It's just like, who knows, man? It sucks. But self-esteem is kind of like, what drives you to have those relationships and have more interactions. Like, if you have more self-esteem, then you're more likely to, be more adventurous in your endeavors and your conversations and just your outlook on life. And then, some days when there is no self-esteem, it's like you don't really want to do anything. So it's a very interesting thing. Is it a self-esteem thing, or is it depression? I don't want to say it's depression because I don't think that I'm depressed. But, there is days where it definitely feels like that. But it might just bubble down to self-esteem. Hopefully somebody in the comments will, can relate. But, self-esteem is something that I have not found it easy to like garner and sustain on a daily basis. And maybe it's the same way for other people. These are my thoughts on self-esteem. It's very difficult to maintain self-esteem, and I guess you have to kind of like look at your attributes and really study your attributes and what you like about yourself and what you don't. And it's amazing what you can come up with. You might have things that you like about yourself and come up with 10 different things, but then that one thing you don't like about yourself weighs more than those 10 things. Like, it's crazy. And that's just self-esteem for you. I just want to make a video about self-esteem and see if anybody else out there kind of relates, because, man, it's just a constant battle for me. Regardless of what you look like or, your personality and whatnot, I feel like everybody struggles with self-esteem internally. And, that's a constant battle for me. And hopefully there's people out there that kind of like feel the same way and can relate in a sense. But self-esteem is so serious, and also it's so not. It's just very confusing. But self-esteem. What are we supposed to do when we don't have much self-esteem? What are we supposed to do when we have a ton of self-esteem? And what are we supposed to do to navigate the two of them?